Assalamu alaikum. The act of listening and reasoning is crucial for someone to accept faith in Islam. This Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala highlighted in the Quran when He narrated the conversation between the disbelievers and the keepers of hell. Allah says, "And for those who disbelieve in their Lord is the punishment of hell, and wretched is the destination. When they are thrown into it, they hear from it a dreadful inhaling while it boils up. It almost bursts with rage. Every time a company is thrown into it, its keepers ask them, 'Did there not come to you a warner?' They will say, 'Yes, a warner had come to us, but we denied and said, Allah had not sent down anything. You are not but in great error.' And they will say, 'If only we had been listening or reasoning, we would not be among the companion of the bliss.' They will admit their sin, so it is alienation for the companions of the bliss." Surah Al-Mulk verse 6 to 11. So the disbeliever regretted that they did not listen and reason when they were invited by their messenger, else they would have faith in Islam. Faith in Islam means to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messenger, the last day, and the divine decree, both good and bad. These are the 6 pillars of faith in Islam, and belief in Allah is fundamental and key. In my previous podcast, I have argued that we can prove scientifically that Allah exists, and He can only be the one true God. I have also put forth this argument that if the universe exists by itself, then why are there laws of the universe? Who created these laws? I have also highlighted the scientific discoveries found only in our times mentioned in the Quran to show that the Quran is the true word of Allah. Among them, I drew our attention to the fertilizing wind from the Saharan desert to nourish the Amazon rainforest and their specific measures, to mosquito having flying blood-sucking parasites of their own, to the barriers that separate ocean and between rivers and sea, and to why the weakest home is the home of the spider. I have also pointed out one of the pieces of evidence found in the Quran that argues that resurrection is real, where Allah likens the resurrection of the believers and disbelievers to Him reviving a good land and a bad land respectively. Then my argument about the belief in the concept of retribution in the hereafter is common sense. I argue from the perspective of the hereafter as the day of recompense, when first each person will be held accountable for their actions in this world and will be awarded or punished accordingly, and second, Allah will recognize the difference in the worldly standing through the blessing He bestows on His slave and will compensate the lesser one in the hereafter. It is important to note here that the warner mentioned in the verse earlier can also come from within us. That is our conscious. I have also suggested in my previous podcast that consciousness as the last ditch of da'wah owed to one that comes from within oneself. Who is better to give da'wah to a person than they themselves? May Allah give the clarity of mind to our non-Muslim friends to listen and reason and draw their interest to know more about Islam and choose us to be the means of their guidance.